I've kind of been holding out on you guys with all season because I've known about it since before we started gardening. I love this one. It is both done in that beautiful white stone that looks like marble, and we actually a few years ago brought in one very similar to this maiden style, but the technology has so vastly improved in Bernini's fountains now that I asked John and his team, could we redo the maiden, which has been always one of my favorite Bernini fountains, and bring her back today with all the new technology. So that's exactly what we did. And then we also brought in the crane, which is brand new. This is a worldwide launch of the crane fountain. We don't have a lot of the crane to go around, and this is the only place right now that you can get the crane and that you're seeing the crane. So here's the crane, and we'll kind of bring our camera down so you can see how beautiful that gentle waterfall is coming out of that. And then there's little froggies and things embedded. We'll show you a lot of the detail in just a moment. And then here is the maiden. Now I have the original maiden in a corner of my back secret garden that's inside part of my Nantucket arbor gates. My little garden back there is not complete without her. She is so beautiful. She's like a garden nymph. All right, here comes another lovely nymph from across the pond. This is Lorna Coe. Hi, hon.
Good to see you.
How are you?
How are you?
Oh, we don't get to see you enough here.
Oh, thank you.
So tell us all about these. I know you're just so thrilled with both.
Absolutely. So if you're new to Bernini fountains, Carolyn, they don't need solar power. They're not solar operated. They don't need wiring in or plumbing in.
Right.
You don't need an electrician. You don't need a plumber or a builder. They run off a high capacity rechargeable battery inside. And today is the worldwide launch. If you love nature, like you do, if you love water features, we have the crane and the maiden.
So they're very easy. We don't have a lot of time, so I'll just skip ahead and say they're very easy to assemble. The battery can run 1, 2, 3, or 4 hours or on continuous. If you have it running on the 1 hour day, it's going to last you for, gosh, about a month.
A month and a half
before you have to
average
recharge it.
It's incredible.
So but let's take a look at the detail.
Let's start with the crane.
Okay.
They both come in antique white. You just choose the topper that you like. The crane, they're all based on artist drawings. Our artist, Richard Henderson in California, draws them before they're sculpted and come to life. The crane is majestic. You can see every feather on his body, his little beak, even his feet. And in a moment, I'm going to show you the frog nestling at the back, looking at the bulrushes. If you have a special corner of your garden, as you mentioned, imagine bringing it to life with an artist-inspired water feature with no ugly cords, no ugly solar panels, lasts up to a month and a half, and gives you the most tranquil feeling.
Isn't that beautiful? I love the sound. So if we could stay on this one, or do you want to turn it and show the frog?
I'm going to turn and show the frog, and also where the battery is hidden inside.
All right.
So first of all, I'm going to give it a little turn. There's our little friend, the frog. He's gazing up at the bulrushes. So if you have that special place in your garden where you go for peace and quiet, to chill out, to read, to enjoy time, imagine having this in your corner of the garden.
And the detail is 360 degrees.
It absolutely is.
It's beautiful all the way around.
All hand finished. Each one is unique to you. Look at it there. Imagine that in your yard, on your balcony, giving it as a gift this Easter. If you've got a barbecue this summer coming up, a special event. But the secret to every Bernini, so before we move to the maiden, I want to show you the hidden battery inside. High capacity rechargeable battery. It will last up to a month and a half with average use. You just take it indoors, you charge it up after it's done, pop it back in, but it comes pre-charged, Carolyn. The door is magnetic, and very importantly, as you mentioned, it's all new electronics, and this control panel here, if you follow my finger up, is what gives you instant pleasure. 1 to 4 hours, it will shut off automatically. You can set it to come on every 24 hours, Carolyn, so if you come home from work at 6 p.m, have your fountain greet you, or continuous mode. If you've got that big wedding coming up, if you've got a barbecue, a party coming up, just leave on your crane. Let him give you the pleasure.
So the crane is very popular. He is more limited. This is the worldwide launch of the crane. Now the maiden is in my garden, but I have the older model that doesn't have as many of these new features.
Absolutely.
But they're absolutely gorgeous. I'll trade places with you.
Thank you very much.
So she looks like a beautiful sort of Greco-Roman garden nymph.
You mentioned a nymph.
So pretty.
Absolutely. And again, just listen to those acoustics. Imagine that's your garden. You've had a stressful day, it's time to unwind, it's time to relax. Now the spring is coming. Have a water feature where every single detail is being brought to life. Look at the beads around her neck, Carolyn. Look at the flowers in her hair.
She actually kind of looks like a fairy too. If you have a fairy garden, which is so popular right now, this could be one of the centerpieces of that fairy garden. And see how the water just kind of trickles out of her pitcher
down into the flowers.
The flower blossoms.
And I know you love your pets and your animals, Carolyn, and if you love having hummingbirds and birds visiting your garden, they love water features like this because it's so tranquil and soothing. They love to bathe, to drink, and because there's no ugly wires or cords, it's portable. It will work night or day. You don't need the sun. There's no ugly solar panels. It looks like real aged marble that's been in your garden for 100 years. And people will wonder, did you have it plumbed in? Did you get an electrician out?
It looks like something at the Hearst Castle or the Biltmore Estate or something like that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So these are all, you spoke about the artist drawings that
Here we go.
these start with. So let's show an example.
This is our artist in California. Great things are designed in California, Carolyn. So they come to life. Richard Henderson, he starts off with this drawing. It's then turned into a clay sculpture. Then it's turned into the unit you get at home. Everyone hand finished, everyone multi-tonal. So when the sun hits that white stone, it looks like marble. Look at the crane, the detail there from the artist's drawing, original drawing, brought to life as a clay sculpture and then individually hand finished, and all new electronics, as you mentioned. So that rechargeable battery inside will last up to a month and a half, Carolyn. 1 hour a day, relax and enjoy your crane or your maiden. Just choose which one.
So this is a fountain that is like, it's very old-fashioned, like an English garden.
English stately home garden.
This is not, doesn't have the Las Vegas lights and the sprouting things and all of that, although Bernini does a great job with those. This is something that if you want something very tranquil, very peaceful, something that you will enjoy anywhere. In fact, this would be a beautiful fountain in your foyer or your sunroom if you wanted to bring this in the house. Remember, these don't need the sun to run. These are battery operated, so you can have them indoors or out. I just think they're stunning. That crane is stunning.
Feather details, the feet detail, the little frog nestling at the back, gazing up at the bulrush. As you mentioned, it's 360 degrees of artwork for your garden. So you may have a neglected patch in your yard. You may think, I've always wanted to brighten it up. I'm having a big event this spring or this summer. Why not have a wireless fountain running off that rechargeable battery, giving you hours of pleasure this summer so you can have your own me time, your special tranquil time.
This is an investment. It's worth every penny. This is really outstanding curb appeal for your garden. You'll have years and years of enjoyment from it. You can pick it up today on 5 payments of $40. And remember, this is our only order of the season. We are more limited in the crane. We also have the beautiful maiden, and they are both brand new today from Bernini. Lorna, thank you so much.
Thank you, Carolyn.
It's like I want both now.
I know.
I can't pick. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So if you are somebody who would love to plant a garden of vegetables or flowers and you don't have a lot of space, or you'd like to keep it away from the critters and that sort of thing, raised gardening has become very, very popular. And VegTrug actually is sort of leading the charge with a way to make it very, very easy. I actually had a wooden version, bigger version of a VegTrug last summer, which was a huge hit at our house. And this year we've brought it in the VegTrug Poppy. This is actually a smaller, portable, folding raised garden planter that Susan Butterworth is going to show us today.
Yes, hello, love.
Hi, hun.
Hi, my love.
So,
Happy spring.
You had this on the other day with Jill, right?
Yes.
And it was super popular. I heard all about it through the whole building, how popular it was.
Super popular, yes.
So we wanted to get it on Garden Party for all of my customers as well, and it's on 2 easy payments of $31.48 today. So what happened was the first time she had it on, it completely sold out.
Right.
Then they rushed to get more. Some of that has sold out too. So what you're seeing on the set today is what we have remaining, and I want to just show you real quickly your choices. So we have it for you in this beautiful purple. And then we have red. We have the green, which is a nice sort of a Granny Smith apple color.
It sure is.
And then we have it for you in the black. Now the purple is the most limited choice if that's the one that you'd like. So Susan, how does this work? Do I put dirt in it? Do I plant